Hello, I'm Lila, and I need some seconds before the start of the new episode to say that this season is finished. But we want more. We are overwhelmed with all the reactions from women across the world who love the idea of a podcast for and by women entrepreneurs. We want to become a community and to continue sharing these stories. Because only by sharing can we learn, strengthen ourselves, and more. So, we have decided that we want to go beyond the Break podcast and create a new podcast that is accessible and relevant for all women entrepreneurs. But for this, we need all of you. To know what comes next, fill out the form that is mentioned in the episode description and in our social media post and share with everybody. Join the movement, join the sisterhood. Now let's get started with this episode of the Break Podcast.
Welcome to the Break Podcast, a space for the exchanging knowledge between the members of the Break, a fellowship program for women entrepreneurs. In each episode, we'll explore the experiences, opinions, and of course, the projects that the entrepreneurs are developing to be part of the support and professional growth network. This is a co-production between Lagos Services, Effecto Colibri, and all the women you will hear throughout this conversation. Enjoy the journey!
Mentoring was really the fourth wheel, I would say, because I've been an entrepreneur for 6 or 7 years now, and it's been quite a solo journey, and it always felt like there was 3 wheels on the wagon, and this was the fourth.
For me, the mentoring program was helpful in a sense that make things clear. Now I have a vision, I have the goals, so everything is clear and I know for sure that I can do that.
The mentoring program has been a partnership for my business and also giving me a direction to show where the business is going and where it should go.
In this episode, we will talk about mentoring. Have you ever had someone helping you with your projects? The life of an entrepreneur can be very lonely, and someone who has a broad view on entrepreneurship and who can give you new air and advice can not only help, but change the whole course of the process for a better way. My colleagues and I will explain, for our experiences as the breakers, how the program's mentoring process works, and more, how it helped us thinking in different ways and open ourselves up to new opportunities. And more, we will share with you about our companies, of course, and how we are developing the project from the aspirations that came from a very deep and strong place in our personalities.
So I'm Parva. I'm currently based in Germany and I'm working in the sustainability field. So that means I have 2 sustainable projects. One is digital and one is physical. Digital in a way that I also run a newsletter where I talk about different climate change related topics, and physical in a sense that I'm making bags that can be useful for every woman in the household, and that is made out of waste leathers. So, and Marcella, can you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Hi everybody, I'm Marcella. I'm from Italy, as you can hear, of course. And I'm a life coach and a digital strategist. I was in the break to develop my business as a life coach because I want to help young people that are finishing their study to understand what is their purpose in life through some coaching programs, some consultancy, some workshop or exercise I can provide to them. And that's very important to me because I think that people that could be more motivated in their job because they are working on their purpose could create a better society. So that's me. And you, Amanda, what's your business about?
Thank you, Marcella. So my name is Amanda Tonna. I am originally from Malta, but I've been digital nomad now for quite a while. And at the moment in Switzerland, I am building a base here. And I am a storyteller. So I've been working with this to help businesses, to inspire change. And for a while, I've had this idea of how to bring together two of my very big interests, which is storytelling and personal development. And I came at the break to develop this idea, and I've had a lot of support to create a series of workshops now where, yes, we do learn how to write stories, how to write true stories, how to use them for your marketing, how to use them to communicate better internally within an organization, with family, with friends. But it's also an opportunity to, yeah, see what is the true story, maybe look a bit inside as well, get to know the others in the workshop, the other participants, and it's something that is very close to my heart. Yeah.
Amanda, so do you also run a podcast, or how do you tell the stories? Like, what is the medium to tell the story?
So far, I've been very fond of telling stories through video. I've been creating my own projects to inspire people. That's always my aim, to inspire people to activate themselves and create the change that they want to see. I'm also very keen about creating awareness about diversity and inclusion. So these are the topics that I create about when it's creative projects. And when I am commissioned, I've also been producing a lot of video material for my clients, but also blogs. And now I am moving into a new direction of creating podcasts. We learn how do we write our stories and how do we want to use the stories. There's a chance of putting all of these beautiful stories into a podcast. You too, Parva, you have started your podcast.
Not yet, but this is in the plan because when I started my newsletter, which is called Dr. Green Economy, I started because I was in maternity leave, and I was looking for something that I can do, like just quickly open the laptop when my son is sleeping. I mean, I didn't have enough time to get out of house, go to lab. I mean, I'm a researcher, so I was looking for something to keep myself in the loop, and I love writing, and I was just writing every day, and because I was in the sustainability field, and what I can do is just write any about sustainability field, about everything. So that's how it started, and I love it. It's been going really, really great so far. I was just learning quite a lot of things, and even about the storytelling. I mean, before I joined the break, I didn't know the importance of it that much, and then we had this online session where we learned about it. And then I also hear quite a lot. I think from Amanda, I saw your post a couple of times. Then I started thinking, yeah, I mean, it's really, really great things to. I mean, this is the generation for storytelling, to tell people to have this connection, which we don't find it that easily. And the more I think about it, the more I feel really, really connected to my digital product. The reason is because before I was not really sure about myself. I'm a lab person. I like researching in the lab, and I'm a physical person as well. I need to touch my product. So then while I started thinking, I thought, okay, yeah, this really has a good future, and everybody is talking about podcasts, and my husband actually is listening to podcasts every day. And it really made me thinking, like, how you can tell stories through blog, through newsletter, through podcast. These kind of things are very, very popular at the moment. And then I thought about converting my newsletter into a media company. So this is the plan for the next 5 years, where I will be looking into also podcast and like a nice documentary kind of stuff where I can educate people about climate change. So yeah, I find it really, really interesting. So it was not really planned to have it like forever. When I started, it was just out of my hobby, but then it's really becoming like a business at the moment.
That's really beautiful. And sometimes it's like the things where we don't put so much thought about it. I'm just doing this because I really enjoy it. Turns out to be very, very beautiful. Yeah.
Definitely, definitely. I mean, you have to have that kind of interest, in whatever you do, you have to have that thinking and the interest and determination. I think we heard this at the closing ceremony that I don't know the exact sentence, but I think somebody said, if you don't have the determination, don't waste your energy or something like that. And I totally, totally agree to that one. So, I mean, you have to, if you start something, no matter what, I mean, you can have like one project or, 10 projects. If you don't have your interest or determination, you can fail in one project as well. But if you have determination, you can succeed in all 10 projects. This is what I believe in. And at the moment, I'm really glad actually, to meet all these women who are, I mean, even though we are not in the same field, but we are somehow, we need some small part of everyone, whatever we are doing. So yeah, happy to be here.
Yes, I found that it was a really, really powerful message to be very focused on what the impact you want to have in social environment or in sustainability. But it was really, really powerful to see so many women, so many entrepreneurs all in one room trying to make a difference, working on some project that will actually create some differences in the society. That was really, really powerful. And that's what is about my project is about, that to make a difference for people that maybe didn't start yet to work, but if they start working in something they believe in where they found their purpose in it, or they know that they can put all the experience they have, or the energy, the time, the resources, because they want to do that, because they know that it's important for them and for the other people. So that could create very, very, very a different society. Yes.
For me, if I think how the break helped me on my project, I already mentioned that I went there and I developed my workshop. I tested it. I got feedback, and from that feedback, I developed it even further. And it's one thanks to the girls who were sharing the house with me, but also, of course, thanks so much to the mentors. They see where my weaknesses are, where I'm missing the skills to bring this forward more than I have already, and they jumped in and really helped me to create a business model, to make it sustainable, even financially, but also to create the kind of impact that I would like to see. And also, I'm a very creative person, so I'm a bit more of a person who likes to fly with ideas, and I wouldn't say being concrete down on the ground is my best strength. So it was very helpful for me, for the mentors to understand that this is what I need. I always say this, I need people to bring down the balloons, bring me in the sky. So they understood this, and they helped me to come back to the ground and say, like, okay, this is step 1, 2, and 3, what we need to do to not have this just as an idea or it's a creative project, but to make it something marketable. And I am super thankful for that. Yeah. And something else that was specific to my cohort. I mean, my cohort was being hosted by Rural, and they really value self-development and mental health. So a part of the mentorship that we got as part of the rural experience, I would say, was some mentorship from a psychotherapist. And I feel this was so valuable because you come to a spot sometimes where you feel like, I'm not going forward with my business, and it's just something in your mind that's stopping you. And this is really beautiful to have someone to share this with, and he can analyze you like a psychotherapist does, and he he can guide you how to release this blockage and actually flourish in your business. I think this was really special and beautiful. Yeah. And I would like to hear maybe from Parva, how was your experience with your mentoring and how was it with your cohort?
Yeah, mentoring session for me was amazing because my idea was to produce bags out of waste leathers. And it was not possible to find anyone in Germany or in Netherlands or anywhere nearby. Either they really wanted me to order in bulk, which is like 1,000 pieces or 500 pieces, which was not possible, or it was really expensive. And I was talking about sustainability all the time, so I cannot, mass produce them. I cannot say, okay, I'll just get 1,000 pieces and just have it in the background in my house and not sell it. And also localization for me was very, very important. So I had that in my mind when I went there. And then I was trying to meet every mentor as possible who had written sustainability in their profile. Because for me, I thought it would be beneficial to meet as many people as possible and to talk to them. And the irony is, I met one mentor who was able to help me find some leather producers, and also I could get some waste leathers from them. And through my host company, or Henian, there was Pilar, a very, very nice lady, and through her I also found someone who could produce bags for me. So everything was there. And coming back to mentors, this mentor who was helping me all this time to meet manufacturers or the bag producers, she actually ended up becoming my partner in the business. So in a way, it was like really, really amazing that I found everything through this mentoring. That's my story. So I don't know if Marcella and Amanda, you have anything to add in terms of mentoring.
First, I want to say that your story is amazing. Like, that's the power of the break. A perfect example of how a mentorship program could work. For me, it was something similar because I was in Burgos. And our host was the CEI. That it's a center of entrepreneur that exists in all of Europe, I think. And it was very interesting and very, very complete. I can say that maybe because we had different mentors for different aspects of the business. We had some financial advisor, some web development advisors, and some mentorship about finance and also marketing, leadership, mindfulness, with different mentors. And it was really, really interesting to be always on point with each mentor, because you have to explain to them your business, but related to their field. So it was really, really an effort for us, but it was really helpful because you can see your struggles or your problems from a different side in order to make people help you in a very, very pragmatic way. So it was really interesting for that, because we had the one mentor that followed us for the whole program, that is Louise, and it was about the whole business thing and the marketing part. Always when we came back to Louise, we were add something to our business plan, to our project, and to our business in the whole part. And it was really interesting for me because I had the last session with Louise, with another participant from the break, and because he saw that we had some similarity in business, and then now we are starting a service together. She's from Italy. The name is Marta, and I saw that the expertise our mentors had, it was really a big value for us to help improve in all the aspects of our business. And also, beside of that, we had also the mentorship part from the breakers participant, because we started to do a hot seat session during the weeks. So all the participants of our cohort started to talk about our struggles, and each participant helped the one that was talking to one specific problem in order to achieve some goals or to to solve some problems. And it was really, really helpful because there you see the power of the group. So I don't know if you, Amanda, have something to add to that, because it's really interesting to see how different experience can be for the break.
For me, this one specific moment where I really panicked, to be honest, and it was so amazing to have this direct contact to one of the mentors, Anna, and after testing out the workshop, I needed to do the research now and collect the data. And for me, just to hear the word data, it freaks me out because it's really not my thing. So I remember this moment, I was like, but yeah, I need to provide them with a questionnaire until tomorrow. So I was, sitting there on my computer and I couldn't get anything written down. I was just freaking out. And so I called Anna and I told her, can we have like an emergency mentorship session? And she just jumped into it and she gave me a time like for later, and we jumped on a call and she really calmed me down. She really guided me because this is more of her strength, data and data analysis, and because it's not just about designing the questionnaire. No, then I realized when I got the feedback back, I was like, oh wow, now I can say 80% of people said this and 20% of people said that. And this I would really not have been able to do by myself. It may sound like something small, but for me, it was something very big. And I really appreciated how she just jumped in. And also, you mentioned this peer to peer, no? Where us as participants, we were mentoring each other. And this was not just beautiful in itself to find the help from others, but it was also very empowering for me that people acknowledge some kind of expertise or knowledge in me, and that they were coming to me and asking me questions. And I was like, I don't know, it just feels really good and empowering also, and gives me a lot more confidence that yes, I do have an area where I could help people. And we go back, to this connection and network that the break has provided us. And yeah, it's just amazing for me. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Parva, to maybe what was your experience with peer-to-peer mentoring?
I talked to a couple of them in terms of my project. We saw really good opportunities to work in future. Because in the future, I would also like to develop kind of an app where we can, sell or personalize bags. And we had a couple of girls who are working in app department. So for me, it was really interesting to get their ideas because I was still in the testing phase, just to see whether it's feasible or not. I was definitely talking in terms of that, but not really, like a mentorship, which it will happen definitely in future because we are thinking of talking at least once a month, just have a video chat and update what's happening in the project, and if there's any difficulties or challenges that anyone in the group can help. So for us, it has been an amazing experience in terms of that.
Yes, I would like to say that I don't know if it's the same in your experience, but in our group with the girls and also with the mentor, there were no judgment about our abilities, about our talents, experience, or if we were talking about some struggles we had. There were no judgment like you are not enough, you are going wrong because of you, but it was okay. You have this problem, you can do that. Maybe you can try to implement something. You can use this strategy, try to do that, use this tool and everything. It was just the help. The help we need, it was there because we were there for the same reason, to improve our business, to make it worth it, the time we were spending in Spain. That was the main goal for everybody.
I think you touched upon a really good point, Marcella, because I would also like to add, I was a little bit intimidating in the beginning. I feel that because I was really at the start of my business, and my girls were already, many years in business. And for me, I was not even prepared with the pitch, and there are so many things which were still with a lot of uncertainty, and I was not really sure. Sometimes I thought, am I in the right place? Did I do the right decision? But then I'm a kind of person who does not compete with other people, and I just look at myself what I was like 10 years ago or 5 years ago. And if I compare myself like 1 month ago before Spain and after Spain, it's like a huge difference. I went from really, really below to really up in terms of so many things, in terms of pitching as well, how to tell the people about your business, and all different kind of logistics things, which I already mentioned about finding a partners. For me, it was really, my girls really helped me in the sense to give me this confidence that, without judging, without, telling me that, it's not good or kind of stuff. And that confidence, I got it in 1 month. I mean, why people don't get the confidence is because they don't believe, or, they have the doubt whether their business is good or not. And I was at that state in the beginning. And after 1 month, having so many mentors and talking to so many girls, and talking to other people who were also out of break, who I met in Spain, it was for me really, really, gaining this confidence was that part for me during this time.
I want to say also a thing for the future breakers and for the breaker that have already lived the experience, that at the final event we worked on a mentoring program from breakers to breakers, to future breakers, and we are now developing it with all the database for mentor and for the expertise, the qualification, and everything that could be great to help the future breakers. So now we are just starting this, so I'm sure that it will be a great continuation to the future.
I would like to say thank you to one of my mentors. I mean, actually all the mentors, but particularly Olga, because I gave her my 2 businesses, and she actually wrote like a whole page what I can do to improve my businesses, which I did not really expect. And I don't think it was even the requirement of the break, but it was so nice of her, very, very generous, and I'm really grateful to her. Thank you.
I want to thank you, the mentors, for the sharing of knowledge that was really, really, really worth the experience. And also because we work not only on the mindset, not only on the project, but also for me on the numbers, that it's always something hard to work on. It means that it was really a step forward for my business to think in a business mind.
I am most grateful to the mentors for helping me to be more assertive as a woman, as a human being, but mostly as a business person. So rather than coming in with my sometimes airy ideas, they helped me to come into the space with an assertive presence. I see how it's changing a lot already in my private life, and I can only imagine what it will continue to do in my business.
Thank you for listening. We hope this podcast will inspire all women who want to be an entrepreneur and become a part of the Break community. You can find all the information about us and our project, and all the episodes of the Break podcast will be featured on effectocolibri.com and lagorservices.com. Bye!